stabbings and vampires exploding all over the place. Yes, it's about this little girl who's a vampire, but you don't know that yet starting off. She's just like a regular rich girl ballerina. The dude for Breaking Bad actually sets him up. Well, we're kidnapping this girl, hold her for $50 million in ransom, and I'm going to split it with everybody. And it's almost like Reservoir Dogs. Like, they all have different names. You're Mr. White and Pink, but whatever. They went with the Rat Pack name. Frank, Dean, Joe. The black guy ended up being Don Rickles, but he should have been Sammy, right? Like Sammy Davis? Yeah. And they collected everyone's cell phones, which is very suspect. Like, why you need our cell phones, man? Oh, in case you get caught or can't get tracked? Like, bullshit. Aren't we felons anyway, man? We should all have burner phones for doing a job like this. Melissa Barrera is supposed to be the only one who speaks to her, so she covers her face. And they go, well, my dad is a very dangerous man. And she's right. Her dad's a Dracula. Then we finally get like a first victim. And it's this guy. He has like a Rocky thing going on with him. You're like, is he slow or something? But apparently it's this actor. He fell into a pit in Oakland and he has like brain damage. So he talks sort of slow. So I guess he's supposed to be like the real street guy. But she actually takes his head off and then dances with this headless corpse in front of him. So now they know that this is a trap because the whole house is all like barded up and barred and you're like, damn, dude, they can't go anywhere. And it's almost like the mansion from Ready or Not. Exactly, maybe even the same set. That Don Rickles died somehow. I think he got swiped or something, but look at his face, man. It's like she threw a grenade at him or something. He was just standing there in shock. They did have a moment where they weren't trusting each other, and they're like, well, how do we know I can't trust you? Who is the real vampire or something here? Until the little girl starts just taking off all her shackles, and then, blah, I'm a vampire. She immediately tried to bite a couple of people. She got a bite off of Kathryn Newton, but they were even able to shoot her. But she wasn't even like, it didn't faze her at all. She wiped it away like it's nothing. Like, all right, bullets don't work.
What the fuck is that thing? We kidnapped a fucking vampire.
Their next course of action is like, well, what do we do? All right, let's kill it. Well, do we know how to kill it? And Melissa Barrera is the only one's like, pass. You guys try your garlic and crosses and stuff. So they went and tried to attack her, but they ended up, getting stabbed in the leg and beat up. It's at this point we found out crosses ain't shit because she just took it and then stabbed the hell out of him with it. Then they're like, all right, that first plan failed, but when we actually kidnapped her, we drugged her with this needle, and I have a spare needle. So let's split up. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Let's split up, and then when you see her, just scream and we'll all get there. Kathryn Newton found herself inside a pool full of bodies, 100 or something, who knows. And then the muscle guy actually found her, and then they're actually fighting. They kick their ass a bit, but they're able to get off a needle and put her to sleep a bit and put her inside like this elevator. Then the vampire has like psychic powers too, that she could just tell all this personal information about all of them. And it works pretty much. Like, get out of my head, you Professor X vampire. And she offered, like, hey, let me out, and then I'll let you live and kill the others. And then one guy actually sort of considered it. But I think she was just fucking around. Look, she just pushed open that thing whenever she wanted to. She dances around. It actually has a fair amount of her being like a ballerina and doing like twirls and stuff like that. So I guess she's like, she says she likes playing with her food. But, the time has gone on throughout the whole night. Melissa Barrera tries to do the save, breaks a window, and there you go, dude. Blows off her hand because of sunlight. So whatever sunlight touches you, at least, it blows up. Abigail runs off, but now Kathryn Newton actually transitioned into being a vampire as she kills Muscle Man. So how people turn into vampires is always confusing. It's like, well, she bit that guy. Doesn't he turn into a vampire too? Because she just got bit once, but like a minor bite. But I guess if you kill your victim, they don't got the chance to transition. Then they just die. And now she goes after Melissa Barrera as well, but she does the same thing with the sunlight out and blah, blows Kathryn Newton up. The Breaking Bad guy was there the whole time. He was in like a secret underground lab with all the cameras and stuff. And he turned, Glasses got into the vampire, but he turned on him, staked him. He blown up. So you're like, wow, everyone's vampires are turning into vampires. Glasses and Abigail fight almost to the death, and Melissa Barrera teams up with her, and then they stab him, and he blows up in front of everybody. Then they're sort of like, hey, you're cool, alright, I'm gonna leave. Then her daddy shows up, and it's just, oh, Dracula, what are you doing here? And he's like, normally I'd kill you, but you helped my daughter out, so you can go. Melissa Barrera was the last person standing, and she was only doing this for her son, but she's still broke, but I guess she'll just be a broke mom. I'm a broke dad, don't mean you can't be a good parent, Melissa.